So you're going to be fairly familiar with gearbox issues with the truck. I went for a bit of a trip to Victoria to go and pick this up from a member of the Historic Commercial Vehicle Association of Australia. Really friendly fellow. He knew way too much about old trucks. It was amazing, and tractors. Signed his yard book that everyone signs when they go and pick something up or learn something, and come back with this. Now we've got these tiny little rust spots just where water droplets have sat on top of the gears up from where the gear boot drops. We're just nicking them off. This is probably overkill. It's really not necessary, but if the box outlives other parts of the truck now, well, it's one thing I don't have to worry about. One thing you need almost as much as brakes in a truck is a good gearbox, because you use the gearbox, then you don't use the brakes. So we've got my buddy Quentin from Wanderlust Drones.
Hello.
In here, imparting a bit of gearbox knowledge as we put it back together, and hopefully we can slip that one out and drop it on the ground. Now my tail shaft's already got this 4-bolt flange, which isn't square, it's like a rectangular kind of shape. We've already got that one, but that's got a drive adapter on the end of it. It shouldn't be a big issue. PTO plate's the same. As you can see, I've got my PTO on the driver's side of the truck hanging down there, which will just slip off. And yeah, this is what the condition of the inside of the gearbox is like. There's some tiny little marks across the front of these teeth, which I believe is the first reverse gear. There should be an idler down the back there. Yep, there he is. So that's the first reverse layover shaft. Lay shaft, intermediate shaft?
I don't know in these.
No. Depends, there's a couple of different types of gearboxes. Some have idlers, some have layovers. Yeah, it depends on the lingo you like to use. But listen to that. There's probably more resistance of the rag running on the input than the box.
It spins very freely.
Absolutely beautiful.
There's no looseness in the bearings, in the load or anything. It's good.
That's an unbelievable pickup, and the fella I bought it off gave it to me for $500. I think he liked the fact that I was doing up an old truck, to be honest with you. But anyway, we're going to gotta go get some more diesel, run some diesel through it, just to clean off the degreaser, and just to make sure there's no sand from the sandpaper in there, just in case little pieces broke off, but we should be sweet. And then we're going to seal it back up, put it all back together. There's the top half. This one's actually got a reverse switch and everything. The other one never had that.
You'll be able to go beep, beep.
Yeah, put a beeper in. It's all modern and stuff. And we'll make a new gear boot to seal the top of that up. But that's her. So that's another thing we've got to do. We've got to take the PTO cover off and get that lined up. But no big issue. Okay, so we're back. Process. We're undoing the shifter linkage up top there. That's what I'm doing now. Next thing we've got to undo is our coupler to the tail shaft. Then I'll have to get down there and undo the hydraulic pump. Undo the clutch mounts on this side, which holds up my big clutch solenoid there. These things should all just hang out of our way and not cause too many issues. Fingers crossed. Clinton's just about to drop the centre bearing. Once he drops that down, we should be able to use the sliding part of the tail shaft there to make up any distance we need. In worst case, we can remount that either way a little bit, depending on what we've got up here. We can check that while the gearbox is out. We don't want to make that too short and ever risk it coming out under. Well, it shouldn't be able to hang down any further, but we don't want to ever risk that coming out because of a centre bearing collapse or something silly like that. Because if that tail shaft drops, you've got big issues. So yeah, I'm undoing the shifter, and then all of the accessories that bolt onto the side of the gearbox, and we'll keep going. So that's all free as a bird in there. It's actually in neutral, it's just float. He can actually hold that still. Well, you go the other direction, look at that. So we're just lining up the selectors. They sit in these beautiful big rings on these two. So that would be fourth and fifth, third and fourth, first, second maybe, or first and reverse. So maybe second and third, fourth and fifth. Yeah, that makes sense. Second, third, fourth. straight joins fifth.
Yep.
It's 1-to-1 straight through.
Oh, fifth 1-to-1. Cool.
Yeah, it's 1-to-1. It's not overdriven. All right. So there's our selector rings. So am I just going to have to try and line them up as they go in?
They should.
I'll be round so they'll slide over. Yep. The first reverse one looks good. One.
And we are in.
Wow, that's amazing. You did that really easy.
And that's it. You should be able to select gears now. If that has enough strength to it. Hang on. There you go. Need more leverage.
Yeah.
That is neutral.
Geez, that's tight. There you go. That's a gear. Yeah, cool. That's really tight though. That's good because the other one was really loose in its shifts. Because it's just worn out. That's neutral still. Sounds like a gear touching each other.
Yep.
Yeah, it's locked in again. That's cool. That's good news.
Sweet. That's nearly 1-to-1. That's fourth there.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Well, that's a positive thing.
We're in neutral. Right. That can be moved and we can get the other box out.
We zap these bolts in the top of it then.
Oh yeah.
Walkie M12 FIW F12 stubby. Half-inch drive impact wrench. And the cool thing about this is it's got 1, 2, 3 torque settings and a do-up mode. Now the do-up mode allows you to do this. You can be threading a bolt, torque comes on, it stops. So we'll do this one here. See, I didn't move my finger. It'll give you a couple of clicks if you want it, but you can wind it on. See how it's starting to thread? Need an extension. It just stops before it. There's too much torque on it. So you make sure you get the threads sent all the way home without bottoming and stripping things. It's doing it all itself. Watch my finger. Just dead stopping by itself. Just like that. We'll step it up to first because there's a lot of small bolts spaced out like this. We don't need a huge amount of torque. Just a little. That one's too far away. Too far away. Just like that. Such a small, short, little impact wrench. Like, I compare it to. There's its big brother.
It's a really big brother. Go side by side, that's it. Yeah, it's tiny. How's the weight difference with them?
Oh, it's ridiculous. This is actually quite solid. There's a hell of a brushless motor up the top for a 12 volt one when you look at it.
Yeah.
But unnecessary to be using this one. It does have a lower speed, but you could still break a bolt like this or easily thread it out of a piece of cast iron. Whereas this little beast with its self-stop mode, just amazing. Right, guys, thanks. Shackle it up. Just flick it straight over the neighbour's fence.
Which one?
Okay, the little crane paid for itself today.
And this is how you get a gearbox out of a truck.
Goodbye, old clunker.
Thank God that's out. In the trailer, ready for the tip.
That is the best fish I could possibly have fished out from underneath that truck.
He's gonna have washers.
Goodbye.
Do you have any fat old washers?
That's still not that bad. Mark it.